I'm Jordan Raynor, and this is the Word Before Work.
Today we're reading from Psalm 51 verse 10. Here's what David said. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Again, that's David speaking in Psalm 51 verse 10. We're in a series here on the Word Before Work, exploring 7 biblical principles for resolving conflict at work. And let me tell you, this is as much for me as it is for you, as I am not naturally good at pursuing peace. For example, years ago, I worked with this guy we'll call Ryan, whose poor management caused me significant financial pain. Now, did I address this conflict? Not really. Because I knew I wouldn't have to work with Ryan again. So I found it easier to just quote unquote write him off. I'm ashamed to admit that to you. I'm ashamed of how I handled that situation because Luke 6:27-28 convicts me of how incredibly unChristlike my response was. Jesus said, quote, "Love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, and pray for those who mistreat you." End quote. Jesus calls us not only to avoid retaliation, but to love, bless, and do good to those we have conflict with. If I had sought to bless Ryan, I would have addressed the conflict graciously to serve him and his future clients. But that requires a heart that's transformed by God's love, which is one of the reasons why I think the psalmist prayed, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me." Friends, before addressing conflict, we need to embrace the 5th principle for resolving conflict at work. Here it is, principle number 5. Prepare your heart to bless the person you are in conflict with. How can you do that for a person you feel a lack of peace with at work today? Here are just 3 practices I would suggest you take right now. First, ask God for a heart that longs more to bless than to blame the person you're confronting. Pray for Christ-like love that leads you to look primarily to their interests rather than your own. See Philippians 2:1-4. Second, pray for the person that you're in conflict with. Don't just write it on your prayer list right now, right where you're at. Obey Jesus' command in Luke 6 to, quote, "pray for those who mistreat you," end quote. Finally, write down one practical thing you can do to bless this person. Is your conflict with a team member who's missing deadlines? Bless them by gifting them a time management resource that you found helpful. Is there a coworker who's taking credit for your work? Look to Romans 12:21 and, quote, "do not overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good," end quote, and publicly praise their contribution to the team. And don't forget, simply addressing conflict is a way to bless the person that you have conflict with. See James 5:20. How can we address conflict in a gracious way? That's the question we'll answer next week. Today's devotional only scratches the surface of how God's word connects to our work. If you want to go deeper, sign up for my free 20-day devotional called The Word Before Work Foundations at twbwfoundations.com. These email devotionals are designed to help you gain a rich understanding of the biblical narrative of work, how exactly your work matters for eternity, and what those truths mean for how we ought to work today. You can sign up right now, again, for free at twbwfoundations.com.